Hi everyone. I wanted to put together an introductory video that is going to give you a sense of what I'm going to be doing for the next several weeks. I am taking an extended backpacking trip in the Sierra Nevada. More specifically, I'm going to be on the John Muir Trail. And I wanted to put together a process for being able to document this journey so that I can share it with my family and friends. And so what I want to do with this particular video is maybe talk a little bit about what the John Muir Trail is, and also talk about transportation and how I get to the trailhead, and then talk a little bit about strategy. And as we go along, I'll be making more videos and giving more details, but just wanted to give the 40,000 foot view of what is happening and how I've gotten to this point in the journey. So the John Muir Trail is one of the more spectacular trails in the world. It's internationally recognized for its beauty, its ruggedness, its remoteness. Just a very beautiful, gorgeous area. As the name would suggest, John Muir had a great love for this specific trail and worked hard at lobbying the government in the early 1900s to get this thing built out. And right now it's sitting at 222 miles in distance. If you go from the southern terminus, which is located in Yosemite Valley in Yosemite National Park, and it ends, oddly enough, on top of Mount Whitney, which is the highest mountain or highest point in the contiguous United States. So what they don't tell you is then you have 11 miles to walk down Mount Whitney to actually get off the trail itself. So it's a trail that I'm quite familiar with. I've been on this trail half a dozen times, I bet. But this is the first time I'm going to try to do the entire thing going southbound as opposed to northbound. Simply meaning that I'm starting in Yosemite National Park and will finish on top of Mount Whitney. The other couple times that I've done it, I've actually started by climbing to Mount Whitney and then going to Yosemite National Park. So I'm pretty excited about this new approach, and I'll be able to stay at different places and get a different feel for how it all works. I'm also, with this particular trip, I'm often in a hurry because you got to get back to work or you got to get back to something. And this time I don't have to get back to work, and so I'm going to take my time and I'm going to experience some of the things that I haven't gotten to experience, and I'll talk more about that in videos as we progress through the journey. So that's a little bit about the trail itself. The second thing I want to talk about is transportation. And anyone who does the specific trail, a lot of people will suggest that it's harder to plan the trail and get to the trailhead than it is to do the actual trail. And having done it a number of times, it feels pretty simple now, but I do remember at the beginning it is fraught with challenges. And so as you can imagine, trying to get to the eastern Sierra Nevada can be a complicated issue. There's a lot of mountains, there aren't a lot of roads. Roads that are often are mountainous, and when you have big rainstorms like Hurricane Hillary, it washes out roads and creates all kinds of problems. So what I do is I try to keep as much of this under my control as I can. So rather than flying or taking a train or a bus, I will actually drive from Minnesota to Lone Pine, California, and that's where I am headed right at this moment, to Lone Pine. And I will drop my car off in Lone Pine. Now Lone Pine sits right below or right at the base of Mount Whitney. So once I get to Whitney Portal, I'll have quick access to my car and I'll be able to get home. Other people might take a plane into Reno or Fresno or LAX or something like that, and then rely on either shuttles or public transportation to get there. So now that I'm getting to Lone Pine, the next step is to start my journey, which is still 150 or so miles away. And so tonight I'm going to be staying at the Dow Villa, which is a motel. It's kind of built in the same way you would think of a lodge, but then also has these different motel rooms that you're able to park your car in front of. So I've got one of those motel rooms that I'll be staying in this evening, and I'll find long-term parking for my car. It's about $25 a week, and park it somewhere in Lone Pine. I'm not quite sure where that's going to be yet. It's either going to be at the hotel or perhaps there's a music museum that likes to take your money. So I'll figure that out, and then early tomorrow morning what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop a shuttle, and that shuttle is run by Eastern Sierra Transit Authority, and they're going to take me north on 395, and they're going to take me to Lee Vining. Lee Vining is a very small town. They're going to drop me there, and then I'm going to transfer to another shuttle that's run by Yosemite National Park. It's called YARTS. I don't know what the acronym stands for. It's YARTS. So I'm going to take that shuttle, and it's going to drop me off at Tuolumne, which is a place that has a wilderness center where I'm going to be able to pick up my permits. Once I pick up my permit, that's it. Then the journey begins. So the third piece I want to talk about is a little bit about my strategy. And so it is often confusing to people how they think about doing 222 miles on a trail. I plan to take about 3.5 weeks to get this trail done. And obviously you're not able to carry all of your food and all of your fuel and all of your your perishables in one load on your backpack. You got to realize that you have a backpack that you're going to be carrying every inch of the way, and everything that you need to live in that backpack is there for you. And so a lot of the modern conveniences that can be heavy are not coming with me. In total, my base weight of my pack is 29 pounds. When I add food, depending on the amount of days I'm going to need it for, it will add either anywhere between 7 and 12 pounds of food. And so what I've done is I've created these resupply buckets that I either mail out or drop off in different locations, and they're my resupply points. Now the way that the trail is set up, there are multiple areas where you can pick up your resupplies, but you have to keep in mind this trail, when you think about the United States, it is the longest continuous trail that does not cross a road. So anything that you get or anything that you send out is a great effort to get to the place that you need to be. They'll use boats, they'll use horses, they'll use off-road vehicles, that type of thing. And so, for example, I have to spend $95 to have a bucket waiting for me at Muir Trail Ranch, and that doesn't include postage. But again, it takes great effort to get it out there, so it's worth the money. And if I couldn't get it out there, I wouldn't be able to do the entire trail. And so my resupply strategy is to resupply at Reds Meadow in 5 days, to resupply in VVR. I'm sorry, I'm going to VVR, but I'm not resupplying there. And then I'm going to go to a place called Muir Trail Ranch where I am going to resupply. That should be on day 9 or 10. And then on day 17 or 18, I should be resupplying at Onion Valley, which is actually a shuttle's going to pick me up at Onion Valley, take me to a motel, the Mount Williamson Motel, and I'll pick up my last resupply before finishing the last section and hopefully ascending Whitney to finish the trail. Now, I'm going to do a lot of videos during this trip with the idea, again, that I'm going to be sharing this with family and friends, and I'll put it on Facebook for everyone to be able to see. I'm also going to be tracking my journey using a Garmin. And so that'll be pinned to my Facebook page. And if you would like the password for that, go ahead and message me, and I'll go ahead and send that to you. So that's about it. I'll have many more details as we go along, and I will be adding quite a few videos as time and Wi-Fi allows. Keep in mind, I will be on the trail and will not have access to Wi-Fi. I will be trackable using GPS, but that's a lot different than being able to get on the web and use Facebook and that type of thing. So, looking forward to the journey, and hope to share not only the videos but also the pictures and some of my experiences that I have on the trail. So, I will see you then.